My pain. Eddie's rocking over there. You can't see it, but he's bobbing that.
That was
head,
a Batman
bro.
movie, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about that new Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, we're not.
That fake ass Pirates of the Caribbean.
Just put Margot Robbie's face on it. Don't click on it.
Yeah. They'll definitely click on it.
It probably had over 100,000 views. Easily.
Probably.
Nope, and fuck all you places that make fake trailers without saying it's a fake trailer to pass it off as real.
I'm really getting sick of that too. But before we get into that,
I love it.
welcome to the Sofa Kingdom podcast where we hate fake trailers. Your hosts for today, Nelson,
Ed.
Ian,
you guys playing that shit?
just playing along.
This is some bullshit. Nobody told me I was supposed to wear a hat. Nobody told me I was supposed to get dressed up.
It's spreading.
Yeah. All right. Kind of like holiday cheer.
Yeah.
Listen, for one time in my life, I was ahead of the curve with a hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it had to come back eventually.
We're bringing
right?
it back.
It did. Like, it was back in the day when they were doing, like, bootleg liquor in their toilets.
What's the proper name for this hat? Like a newsboy? A
Newsboy or a flat cap, depending on what country you're looking at.
A newsie?
Yeah.
No, not a newsie.
A newsie.
No, sir.
Yeah, I think
no.
they do call it the newsboy cap in Fallout. If
Do
you
they?
put this on your character, it's called a newsboy cap.
Mm.
You find it in multiple colors.
I'm glad you guys like
It
them.
raises your perception.
It does.
In the,
It
yes.
does.
in the game, it actually
yeah.
does.
People think you're smarter. That's what it is.
You
It
can
makes
shoot
you
farther.
look smarter.
You can
but
shoot
if you're
farther.
wearing glasses...
Or is it charisma? Oh, man, I might be wrong. Shay's
It
going to point it out.
It depends which one you get,
All right.
I think. Because I know the glasses do perception.
I know that stupid-ass Russian hat raises your perception because it's like a sniper hat. It's like the woolly ear covers. Anyway, Fallout humor.
Yeah, yes. But if you're wearing glasses and you
There
wear
is
the hat...
going to be a
hold on.
Fallout show. And it's taking place in Vault 33.
Nobody cares. So...
Are they going to try to compete with The Last of Us on HBO Max?
Oh, that's a good question.
Nobody cares again. So...
Listen, fucker, you can't shit on great games.
This must be really funny. Nelson is
Back to my point.
Okay, fine. We'll
Eddie keeps cutting me off.
I'm cutting you off, too.
All right. Yeah. No,
Which one of us? Which Ed?
I noticed that you motherfuckers are doing it. It's okay. I'm gonna keep coming back to my point. I will have some chips. Thanks, man. That was really nice.
Now, it is Vault 33, so people are starting to predict
Nobody cares.
whether it's East Coast or West Coast based on some of the other vaults from some of the games.
Or West Virginia.
But it should be interesting. They spent quite a number of months on it.
Yeah, when I
It's
think
going to be on
Bethesda has the money.
Amazon.
post-apocalyptic,
I'm liking what Amazon's doing right now.
Yeah, Virginia definitely reminds me of post-apocalyptic.
That's where
Definitely
Vault
West-
70.
definitely West.
That's Vault 76. Yeah.
It's definitely more West Virginia.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now,
Or
what were you
Georgia.
Or Fallout 76.
Georgia.
I forget the vault number.
You could definitely get
101
away with.
maybe. Fallout 76 is out there in West Virginia. I forget.
Yeah,
the vault.
that was the terrible game. The
Yeah, I
online
forget
game.
the vault number.
was a pile of shit.
Apparently, not a pile of shit anymore.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually really highly rated now. But it took 4 years or some shit.
I won't even touch Elder Scrolls online. I'm not going to play a Fallout.
Like Cyberpunk, you know, it took like a
I
year
agree.
for them to get their shit together and get it up in order the way
Yeah.
it should have been.
Which is bullshit.
I'll play the Bethesda games when they release them individually, like the Elder Scrolls, the Fallouts, because they are good. They're great.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I want to dabble into their online shit.
Well, I mean, if you had Xbox, they would, all be free to play.
That's great. That's great, man.
My thing is
They're all worthless
I
in my
like the days where the video game was finished before they released it.
Yes.
Call me crazy.
Without pay for
Old fashioned, even.
When was that?
Finish a fucking
Fallout
game.
New South Vegas.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean,
you
Pay
heard
for
of a-
Far Harbor.
Have you heard of a game called E.T.?
I'd probably
Going right
rather
back.
play E.T. than Fallout.
I think it was
That's a bold statement. That's a bold
I
statement.
think it was a crack team of one guy in a week that they put together that game.
I never got into Fallout. I know it's a great game. I just never was able to get behind it and enjoy
The weapon
game.
customization was so fun.
Yeah.
That was it for me. Just being able to put a sharp knife on the end of your fucking stick. I was like, I'm sold. I'm sold.
Okay. All right. Well, Dead Rising, right? That was the zombie game with the
You're in the
insane weapon
Yeah.
customization.
The problem
as
with Dead
well.
Rising was
Lawnmower.
Yeah. The lawnmower. Yeah.
that constant countdown of the clock like
It was
forcing
stressful.
you to really always be missing shit. Where you're
Yeah.
like, this is just annoying.
Yeah, it was stressful. You couldn't enjoy the playthrough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't enjoy the playthrough at all because the game sucked.
Oh, damn. There you go. There you go.
Wasn't a fan. Well, I really don't like zombie things.
Resident
At
Evil's
all.
good. Which, by the way, they're remaking Resident Evil 4. Why? I don't know.
That was
But-
the only one I played, I think.
Oh, they're remaking it, even though it's not that old. of a
Resident
game.
Evil 4.
Yeah, it's not because they. But they're doing that with a bunch of the games now, where like they're less than 10 years old, and they're
they're just-
looking at remaking them almost immediately. Where it's like, there's not much to remake here.
Yeah. It's like what Shay shared today. I'm so excited for that. They've launched that CD Projekt Red. One of their new things is they're remaking The Witcher 1.
Yep.
And they said, please be patient. We want to do this right. And I'm like, I've never played it. I will
Now-
be buying it. As
Now
soon as
they
it comes
they
out.
had
dope.
because
Yeah.
they announced like 7 games because they're doing that. They announced a brand new Witcher game, and what they want to do is once that one is done, within the next 6 years, release another 2 of that series to make it a trilogy.
Oh, shit.
Plus, they already started talking about the next Cyberpunk game. So I mean, they're really like rolling out like they're opening up a whole nother like branch
Yeah.
to be doing a whole nother group of games. They're like, we're expanding just to keep up with this also. So
Well,
it's not like we're doing this
it's
with
nice
our one
to see
little.
a developer take off and keep putting out good products, you know,
Yeah.
unlike fucking Square.
Well, they earned a lot of goodwill by like fixing like all the updates and everything they did to Cyberpunk and expansions were all free.
right.
So they just kept
That's
working
nice.
at it,
I
working
see
at
that.
it, working at it. Like we are going to fix the game, and it's the
Right.
same thing they did with Witcher 3. Like they did fix the game.
They did.
Well, there was a similar vibe when it came to Destiny when it first came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard
Destiny
that.
had a lot of hype behind it. It was a great game by itself, but there was still a lot of work that needed to be done to get it to the game that it is now. But like that's what I seem to see more of is just franchise games being put out. But like outside of a couple of few trailers that we've talked about in the past, there really hasn't been too many games that have just like caught my eye. Like I have to go buy that. I have to go
Yeah.
play it.
You know,
Like,
game wise, I'm at this point where maybe like 2 or 3 a year where I'm like, ooh, that looks really like.
Yeah. It's gonna. Put you
I'm
in.
going to make time to go get and play that game.
Yeah. Final Fantasy released their Final Fantasy 16 released its official story trailer,
Interesting.
and I watched it, and I'm still not pulled in. I'm sorry. I just have lost so much faith in Square.
Yeah.
And I've been playing Final Fantasy since I could walk.
You think at 16 they're starting to run out of steam?
I think that
They
that
need-
franchise might be dead, but I promise you, I will get it. I will play it.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I feel like I just gotta have a bad relationship at the Final Fantasy.
they might
I don't know. I'm lost
they might
faith.
just need new blood at the studio because it's
fire everyone.
the thing is
I'm all about
Everyone.
that.
the thing
I'm
is
all
with,
about that.
that a lot of people don't realize
Fire the
with
whole team.
Japanese companies you have essentially a job for life. So what they would do is they would have a job fair once a year, and you would get hired on for life as long as you made it through the interview process. You had your job.
Right.
So you have
Kind of a bad thing.
these older companies
Yeah.
where they have these legacy employees.
Do they make you wear green tracksuits?
I don't know if there's any green tracksuits, but but the dress suit and the drinking at the end of the night is required
It's
in, in,
customary.
in the
Actually,
culture.
It is actually.
I'm down.
But
That
you
sounds
do get
fun.
some of these companies where it's hard for them to pivot because the workforce is older, they're stuck in their ways,
Right.
and they're not bringing in
Fresh blood.
fresh. Yeah, so like I seen a documentary. It was like The Lost Generation. It's like 20 years that they put a freeze on hiring for the most part, where all these people basically couldn't get a job, and now the jobs are opening back up. They still can't get a job because the legacy hires, they can't get rid of them because it was like promised when we hire you, it's gonna be a bitch, but when you get in, you got a job for life.
Kind of like when you get elected as an official.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not a good idea. Maybe we should do some performance records.
Freshen it up.
Just-
Switch
just
it
an
around
idea,
a little
just
bit.
an idea.
Yeah.
Hashtag drain the swamp.
Yeah, I mean, like, politicians, like, politicking at, like, the tender age of, like, 81,
81.
90,
Yeah.
and, you know, at some point, you got to hang it up. It
Yeah.
should be a younger man's game, not a completely young
Let's
man's
be honest,
game,
at
but
the
an
age
in-between.
of standard retirement, 60, 65, maybe you're a little out of touch with what's happening with the people that are 20 and 30 years old.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. I mean, they should all get seasons beatings. Speaking of a trailer that I had loved,
Violent Night.
Violent Night. I don't know why I love this movie. Why I'm gonna see it if it's opening Christmas Day. I might go Christmas Day and watch it.
December
Santa
2nd or
Claus
something
being a
like that.
badass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks corny and campy, but fun.
Yep.
And to be fair, like I really feel like this is my Santa. Like if I ever had to back a Santa on the field, this is the one. Right
And he's
now.
got powers. He's got a little magic list. You see his bag where the guy,
his sack.
yeah, where his
Eddie,
arm
his
disappears
sack.
into
Santa's
the bag.
sack, sir. It's
Bag.
Santa's
In the bag.
sack.
He goes up and down the chimney.
So what you're saying is you were admiring Santa's sack.
Magical
You're the one
sack.
that keeps talking about his sack. I called
magical
it a
sack.
bag,
Ian,
sir.
Ian, he was admiring Santa's sack.
It's a nice sack.
It's a nice sack. Velvet,
Yeah.
plush.
Arguably the most famous sack in history.
Yes.
In world history.
So Eddie, are you envious of Santa's sack?
You are really,
You're really drawing
really
this.
focusing on that. I said bag. You're the one that keeps saying sack.
It's the guy from Stranger Things, right?
Right,
The guy played,
yes.
the guy
Yes.
played Hellboy also in the,
Yeah.
less popular Hellboy movie.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But I mean, it's really hard to follow Ron Perlman. Like Ron Perlman is Hellboy without makeup.
Right.
Like you just slap,
He's got a
you
unique
slap some
head.
horns on him. That man was born ugly enough to play Hellboy as is. Great actor. Great actor. I love a lot of the shit that he does. He sells whatever he's doing.
He's a great character actor.
Yeah, but he's an ugly motherfucker.
He's done some podcasts. He's actually a really
He's interesting.
and a really like genuinely funny guy as well.
Yeah,
Oh
is.
yeah.
He does have a great sense of
You know
humor.
who else was pretty funny? The Undertaker.
Yes.
Heard like an interview that he did with Joe Rogan way back in the day, but like he had a lot of really cool stories. But
It's
then
weird
again,
seeing him out of character.
Yeah.
a veteran though.
Just
so
being a
it's
human
so
being. You're like,
weird.
this isn't.
consummate.
I'm
This
used to
isn't
him,
adding
I'm used
up.
to him being the stoic dead man. I'm like, what? What?
It's
You're a
true.
person?
Yeah, the only time I did not like the Undertaker was when he was riding out on a motorcycle.
Well, that was when Limp Bizkit was being
Yeah, I was
played.
like,
I
oh,
was
boo.
boo.
Yeah, I mean, I still
He's
love
a
the Undertaker.
biker now.
I knew he'd come back to his ways. I'm like, you're the dead man. Like that is you. That is your gimmick. Stick with it. That's like Jake the Snake Roberts coming out with a bag of rabbits. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is happening here? He's like, I'm gonna cuddle you to death with these rabbits.
Which would be terrifying
Yeah,
if he opened a bag and all these rabbits are attacking you.
How did they not make somebody for him to go against where his theme was rabbits?
they missed it.
And
bro.
that age where the themes were ridiculous.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about this. What do you think outside of the Undertaker? Because I think historically he has probably
We're all over the
one
place
of
and
the
I love it. I
best
love it.
gimmicks, right? Yeah, we are.
I love it.
What wrestler do you think had one of your favorite gimmicks? Any era? I'm gonna say Santino Morelli. He had the sock snake. that he was trying to like do Sacco. He was so corny, so over the top, like big Italian.
Yes.
But he was so funny.
Yeah.
He was completely entertaining. You didn't believe that he was a great wrestler, but he sold whatever he was doing. Like I thoroughly enjoyed his stupidity. I think one of the more funnier gimmicks in the wrestling game.
There's been so many. There's been so many gimmicks over the years that man.
So pick one that sticks
the
out
hell
to
do you
you.
pick?
I want to point out one guy. He's not the guy I'm picking, but there's a wrestler now, and when he gets like going, he'll do the wrestling with his hands in his pockets.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
my God.
It's
He, like,
absolutely
he jumps out of the ring with his
yeah. It's absolutely ridiculous.
it's hilarious.
But
It's hilarious.
it is one of those things like it's just funny.
In,
It's just
Japan, there was that
entertainment.
wrestler where the guy grabbed his dick. And
Yes.
he flipped him over with his cock. He was
Yeah.
like, "Ah." And the guy somersaulted. I was like,
Flipped
that.
him over with
It
his
was
Yes.
it was the greatest thing ever. This Japanese guy grabs this dude's dick and he's squeezing it, and the guy like yells at first like he's in pain, but then he like hulks out of it and he just goes like. He flexes his pelvis, and the Japanese guy flips over. I was like, "That's fucking nuts." Like, that dude just
That's
cock
amazing.
flipped him.
Japan goes
amazing.
way over the
Oh,
top.
he cock flipped
Yeah.
him. It was amazing.
Cock-flipped
It was
him.
amazing.
Eddie
You don't hear that
Guerrero,
every day. You don't-
during
Yeah.
the lying and cheating era.
I lie, I cheat.
Where
I
he
steal.
wasn't a bad guy,
Yeah.
but he wasn't a good guy. He was just kind of his own little category
I love
there.
that.
But it was like, I'm gonna win no matter what the cost.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Eddie,
Hulk Hogan, where he would just take a beating and like
oh yeah.
just Hulk out. Like
He would Hulk out.
It was so stupid.
No, Eddie Guerrero to me was probably my all-time favorite Latin wrestler.
Yeah.
And that's saying because I loved Rey Mysterio too.
His son
But-
is wrestling now.
But there was something about Eddie Guerrero's charisma
I was always a
that
Chris
took
Benoit fan.
over the. Ooh.
Do we want to talk about CTE?
I thought we were having a good time today. I mean, I wasn't going to bring up Robin Williams at all. But if you want to go in, tell me, why did you love
All of the brain
the
damage.
Crippler?
Just he had this level of intensity. You know?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure his family would agree. Not only that,
His son never tapped.
he was one of the few wrestlers.
I do not
No,
want to
no,
be
no.
here for this.
No, sir. He tapped
No.
out.
Dark side of the ring. Here we are. Here we are.
I remember when he passed away, they didn't know what happened, the whole thing. And they did like this really fast
'Cause it was-
impromptu.
They did a tribute at first.
It was the
Tribute.
next night because he died, and then the next night,
Was
the whole
Raw.
night was a whole thing.
Yep.
Was
Yep.
a big tribute, and then like the next
They
day,
recanted
The
the
details of
whole
everything
thing.
he had done came
Yeah,
out, and they were like, "Nope, he is erased."
they erased him.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, they
no Hall of
pretend as if
Fame,
he
no
doesn't
records,
agree.
nothing.
Lit.
They even cut his image from every promo.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. There was never a Chris Benoit. You know, that's one of the darker secrets of
Oh
wrestling.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy Snuka also had some dark fucking history too.
Did he?
Jimmy
I didn't know
Snuka
anything
was
about
like
that.
he was tied in like some murder too. They always
I mean,
accused him of murdering his girlfriend.
Flying headbutt is your move is a coma every week.
Yeah, that's true.
And then when you say that they wrestle 6 days a week, they only put 1 or 2 on TV.
That's 6 comas.
Yeah.
You're doing
I like it.
you're doing concussions every day.
Yeah,
Just like walking around like a bobblehead.
yeah.
I mean, you gotta
Jimmy Snuka had some dirt. I mean, there's wrestlers with problems. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not exactly they don't do like a super background check on.
And
you.
they basically lived on muscle killers. And,
Yeah.
Painkillers.
Painkillers.
Well, they got better with it because what the hell did Enzo Amore do? Remember he recently got cut because there was Kaz and Enzo was a tag team.
Yeah.
And then Enzo Amore got in trouble for something, and then
They've
that was
been-
it. He even got thrown out of events. 'Cause he
They've
tried
been
to-
a lot
Really?
stricter
yeah. If you do such shit,
on a lot, especially with the painkillers and things like that. With some of the guys,
I'm gonna look it
but
up what he
the
did.
industry's gotten a lot smaller, so it's like it's a smaller pool of people. So if you're messing up that much, they don't need you.
They don't tolerate it. Because I remember they kept Jeff Hardy around. Because
Yeah, they
was
kept him around a
such
while.
a big superstar.
I think he was one of the ones that shifted it a lot because
remember,
They seen how dangerous it was.
remember when
Yeah.
Sting shamed him live?
yeah,
As he should have.
As he should
He
have.
was really
He showed up.
fucked
He
up.
showed up fucked up. To
Now, I watched a documentary that had, I believe it was Jake the Snake Roberts in
Yeah.
it, and like they were really touching on like the drug addiction, the
Yep.
alcohol, and Diamond Dallas Page
Mm-hmm.
was trying to like save some of his fellow wrestlers' lives.
Yeah.
And like bring them back, and he was one of his success stories. But like,
he does a
teetered.
lot.
He
Diamond
teetered.
Dallas Page does a lot to help a lot of the guys that are older and retired and things like that. There's multiple guys that he's taken into his home and he's helped get clean and he's helped get them all back together. But somebody's somebody's got to do something. But they've gotten a lot stricter with that. That I've seen at least
With the guidelines
But
and-
but it's hard to say because I mean I remember you just again you look at Eddie Guerrero where he stepped away with an injury. The man came back 100 pounds heavier in muscle. You're like he's a little juicy at this
oh
point.
yeah, no, he was.
I mean his arms were fucking gigantic when he
Yeah,
came
Yeah.
back.
Was he as juicy as Santa's sack?
that's all what you did there.
oh yeah. I gotta bring it back. No, when Eddie Guerrero came back, he was at like 1.5 times larger than
Yeah.
when he stepped away. He stepped away as like a normal.
He left
physique.
He like left as a lightweight and came back as a heavyweight.
He did.
That juice will do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he came back as a heavyweight in such a way that like Chavo Guerrero looked like a small child next to him, where they used to look like almost as equals
Yep.
in the ring.
Yeah. And then Eddie was another one gone too soon. But then
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what happens.
yeah.
That's what happens when you take that much juice and that much extra supplements.
And I'm sure whatever other drugs they were
Yeah, I
taking
mean-
to like either get by, keep that energy going.
I mean, the
that
beating
kind of-
that you're putting on your body, and then
The frog splash was his move.
Yeah, the things you're putting into it to maintain your size. Yeah. Like, at a certain point, you're just burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah.
That's probably what kept Jeff Hardy alive so long is he doesn't, like, you can tell by looking at his physique, it's not like he's a gearhead.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's still built he's a bigger dude, but he's not
he's still,
ridiculously comically huge.
Yeah, he's like 200 pounds or so, but it's more or less, it's everything he's doing to maintain his.
How is Ric Flair still alive?
That man
some people
has the will to live.
That's like, how is Ozzy Osbourne still alive?
Yeah.
Some people are
Built
just
different
genetics.
Yeah. And he's been a wild man his whole life, right?
Yeah.
Like, Ric Flair is notoriously a party animal. Like,
And the
it's
guy
a
from
part
the
of his
guy
persona.
from Keith Richards from the Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
How the fuck is he still around?
Oh, is that the guy with the fro and the little
He
shorts?
looks like the guy from Labyrinth, the little gnome guy.
Okay.
He looks just like him.
Yeah.
I want to say that he's one that's like always known his tolerance level. I think that's kind of what's been hinted at about him. Like, oh, it's not that he does, but he knows when to like cut it off for the night.
You hear about all these guys?
No,
dying.
not Ric Flair. Ric Flair just goes hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ric Flair.
Wheeling and dealing.
Oh,
man.
Yeah, Ric Flair, he probably drunk every day for like a solid 15, 20-year period.
There were times he was cutting promos where I thought he was going to have a heart attack on the TV. Like, he
did.
His red
He did
eyes popping out.
He did have a heart attack on air.
Did he really?
There's actually
I
footage
believe
you
it.
can look it up.
I believe
There's actually
it.
footage you can look it up, and it's not good.
I'm
not
absolutely
surprised.
believe it.
Mid promo, he's like, he goes down. It's like, fuck.
Oh, this is part of the. Keep rolling. Keep rolling.
This is it.
Die. They're like, no,
he was
keep it going.
literally dying. He was having a heart attack. How did Randy Savage not have one on air?
Yeah, he was always like on the edge.
He would get so like red. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, you're
You know
about
what?
to die.
I take it back. Randy Savage, Macho Man Randy Savage, was one of the best all-time gimmicks.
That's who Hulk Hogan says is the greatest wrestler he's ever worked
Yeah,
with.
I mean,
He says Randy Savage was the greatest. And they didn't even like each other.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan still says Randy Savage was the best wrestler.
He walked in that ring wearing what the fuck every
He
night.
went wherever he wanted to. Whatever he wanted to.
And he fucking sold it. He walked out there like, I'm the baddest motherfucker in this arena.
That's no dude died behind the wheel of his sports car. Like
Jesus.
so
And
much steroids.
he Paul Walker
So
it.
much. You see him in Spider-Man? When
Yes.
he's bone saw? He's
Oh,
like 60
yeah.
years old and enormous.
He's like, boom.
He's fucking big as shit. I'm like, oh my god, Randy Savage is bigger
That
than
was the time when I was like,
Yeah.
I am really worried about this man. He looks like he's about to blow up.
Yeah. No, but you know
He looks
what?
like the first boss in like a 2D fighting game.
Speaking of it, have you guys seen the movie The Wrestler?
Yeah.
Huh?
That's a great depiction of like the wrestling community.
Well, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I
Well, Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke is like a.
Yeah, he.
I mean,
Fantastic
it gave his career a little bit of life there for a while.
Yeah,
It did. Next thing you know, he was the bad guy in Iron Man 2.
yeah. Asking for parrots.
My blood.
Yeah,
Give me my blood.
he won. They didn't want the bird, I believe, right?
No.
That was what it
I
was.
believe they didn't want the bird, but he kept adding it in to all of his shit. So it's like we can't keep cutting around him asking for the fucking bird. It's just part of the
But
script.
What kind of an amazing dick move do you wake up to and you're gonna be like, I don't care if they don't want a bird. I want a fucking bird. Give me a bird. No bird? All right. He's in the middle of a dramatic scene. And my bird. They're like, cut. Come on, Mickey. We don't have time for your bird shit. You're right. I'm sorry. Let's do it again. Run it back. And my bird. They're like, cut. God damn it, Mickey. Get the fuck off my set. I will when you get me my bird. Like,
And that's why.
That's a great actor.
And that's why also like Robert Downey always with food in all
Yeah.
the movies because he would hide food around the set. They'd be like, action. He'd pull out some shit. He's ready in the scene. It's in his hand. What the fuck you gonna do? Keep stopping and grab
Right.
it?
Film it. Film it.
I think that's great. I mean, if you're an actor, you got to pull off some shit like that, right?
You gotta respect the hustle. You gotta
Yeah.
respect the diet. You know,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah, you
whatever-
got
or
to
the
do it. How
bird.
about like the Spanish guy that he's always named Hector? I don't know if that's true, but if it is, I think it's fucking great. He's the bald Spanish guy that plays the drug dealer, the gangster in every fucking movie,
And he's always Hector.
and he's always Hector. At least like a good percentage of his movies.
That makes his IMDb very easy to cite. Like it's,
Oh yeah.
I was Hector.
Who's played Hector the most?
Oh, listen, there's only one Hector. Let's talk about the other trailer though that looks fantastic.
Which one?
Before we get into the movie that we seen it at, the Antman trailer.
Yes.
Quantumania.
That
Quantumania.
shit looks epic.
It looks good. Marvel always does good trailers.
Yeah.
Yes.
They just make you want to see it. Like,
Yeah. I mean, between Wakanda Forever and Ant-Man's trailer, those two look like it's going to take Marvel back into the direction that
I have
they
a
want to
weird
go.
feeling.
They're starting to set the villains back up. They got characters in.
I don't want to call it now. I have a weird feeling that Wakanda Forever might not be the greatest. I don't know. Call it a hunch.
I think.
I hope it is.
I hope
They
it is.
got-
I want it to be a slam dunk.
I think they got a
Hector the actor. Not to cut you guys off. Look, there he is.
Yes, that guy.
That's Hector. You know him well. I don't know. You can't see it. Our Family Wedding, The Walking Dead, For the Love of Money, The Dark Knight Rises, Recoil, Kidnap Souls, Hope Cafe. Like the list goes on. Furious 7, The Purge.
At a certain
Hector.
point, it becomes like an inside joke to name his character Hector. There are things like that happen.
That's fucking great. All right, but back to Quantumania.
Quantumania.
Okay, yeah, I know. We're all over the place. The trailer looks like it's a culmination of Ant-Man 1, then 2. Now they're like, you're a full-fledged Avenger. You need to have an Avenger
Level threat.
And you,
Congratulations.
actually, and you actually have seniority in this.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're kind of going to be one of the senior members going forward when you have all these new people coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they got a whole crew of 5 with suits down in the quantum realm. That's a pretty good fight to go up against Kang.
And from the
But
trailer,
Kang is a nasty man.
I was about to say, Kang makes his debut since Loki
Yes.
in the trailer. So
I'm looking forward to it.
Proper
Looking forward to
Kang
it.
out the comic suit and everything.
he might be moving towards being that guy to deal with in the next.
He's got the Kang the Conqueror outfit proper, so it should be interesting. I'm a little confused as why he's stuck in the quantum realm.
Yeah, how'd he get there?
He's supposed to be, capable of doing a lot of shit, and getting out of the quantum should be one of them.
Okay, but it could all be a part of his master plan too. Don't forget, like the one that knows all, or what they call him.
The one above all.
The one
No,
above
one
all.
above all is something else.
God, that's God.
Yeah.
No,
Only
the,
Spider-Man's met him.
The all
the
knowing.
one that remains, or
No,
some
yeah,
shit.
he who remains.
Yeah.
He who remains.
There we go. Yeah. We'll get there eventually.
He had seen all of the possible outcomes, so this Kang could have a heads up, and it's just a matter of laying the dominoes in place before he knocks them all down.
Yeah.
You know, it could be one of those like, hey, I need your help, but he doesn't really. He's just putting the pieces where he needs to have them so that he can fucking do his thing. Because he seems like that type of a villain, a very methodical, dangerous villain, which I like.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's what I loved about Thanos, right? Is that Thanos wasn't just like a maniacal villain.
He had a plan.
He had a plan, and he was dedicated to his plan. He believed that what he was doing
Fanatical even.
was right. You know what I mean? So that makes a villain all the more dangerous. Not everybody could play the straight up psychopath like the Joker. Sometimes a villain that's more methodical is exactly what you need to fight against. So I think this level threat from Kang could be pretty fucking dope if done right. And the actor looks like he could definitely deliver. And from what I'm seeing from the trailer from Creed 3,
He put on some weight.
this motherfucker put on some like Mike Tyson level, like,
Michael B. Jordan.
yeah, he's gonna fuck up Michael B. Jordan in that movie.
Yeah. Well,
I have a feeling.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan is like, he's delusional. I remember when he was filming Creed, and I forget what the hell he said. He's like, I think I can hold my own against Roy Jones.
Oh.
I was like, dude, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah,
I was
don't-
like, Roy Jones' old ass will get off the couch right now and beat the
Fuck
shit out of
I
you.
think-
up.
Like, there's
think-
levels to this. There's
I
levels.
think though, if you're going to try to portray that in the movie,
You get in the right headspace.
you gotta
Yeah.
be in that headspace while you're filming.
Yeah, and those trainers are fucking feeding the ego.
Oh, yeah.
Just feed. Yeah, you
They're
could
also
be the
feeding
next
him.
big thing.
They're also feeding him the Mexican supplements that Canelo was on. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
that's another person that got a little big, a little quick.
Yeah,
yeah.
suspiciously.
Oh, yeah.
Suspiciously
They
quick.
gave him the Chris Benoit cocktail.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm tuning in for Creed 3, though, you know? Creed 2, they kind of milked the whole
They did, but-
Drago-Rocky rivalry. I was like, oh, come on.
But sometimes there is redemption to be had in a part 3 of a movie. And I think from the trailer, it looks like it could really
Yes, another black
deliver.
man that went to prison, got out, and is going into boxing. This is a super original script. I am thrilled to go see this one. I'm gonna absolutely
But he was
enjoy it
also
like
his
the
best
first
friend.
two that I
Jesus.
skipped.
He
Oh,
was also
it was
his
his
best
friend
friend.
that went to prison for him. What a surprise! Black man in prison.
Well, here's what I don't believe. Yeah, you got a point. You got a point. And here's what I don't get. If he went to prison
Bullshit.
for 18 years, he was in prison for 18 years. How the fuck did he get out like this world-class fighter?
Yeah.
Well,
No.
you gotta survive.
Oh,
Bro.
you got good sparring
You got-
partners in there?
Listen,
You got good sparring partners in there?
He's a master at shadow boxing.
It looks like it. What are you, Bernard Hopkins? Get the fuck out of here.
so what you guys are saying is Santa could take him.
Based on the
Santa
based on that
all
Santa,
day.
yeah. Based on the look of it, yeah.
Fuck, you guys are cruel as fuck. He's no Apollo Creed, I guess. You know what?
No, he's not his dad.
Fuck Creed 3.
He's not his dad.
We're not watching it.
No, we don't recommend you go see
Nobody go see it. Go see it.
it. No, don't see it.
Nope.
No.
Nobody go see it.
Wait for that shit to come out. Watch it for free. Don't
Yeah.
don't pay for
Fuck, man. All right, you guys.
that. Are we gonna talk about your Lord and Savior?
Debbie Downers over here. Oh, The Rock.
Oh, here we go.
If
Black
you
Adam.
smell what he's cooking, this was
Good opening weekend for him.
a very good. Actually, his #1 box office opening
Yep.
weekend. Peer reviews destroyed critic reviews.
Mm-hmm.
So there was an imbalance as far as the reviews were concerned.
Which is it's not an uncommon thing for comic book movies.
yeah.
A lot of the reviewers are still very
Venom.
much
Venom.
Anti.
a different. Yeah, they're
The
against
critics
those.
hated Venom. The critics hated Venom,
Yeah,
but
they
the
don't.
people loved it.
Yeah, they don't even consider Marvel and DC movies. Anything based off comics, So you still have a lot of those styles
Yeah.
of critics out
Every
there.
now and then you get one like they loved Thor Ragnarok. They loved
Yes.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
They did.
The Infinity Wars was hailed as one of the
Oh,
best
Endgame?
movies.
Endgame, yeah, they loved Endgame.
Yeah, but what would happen if they're like, this is terrible?
Oh, you'd be killed.
Yeah.
I'd kill him.
They'd lose their fucking
Listen,
jobs.
They would be walking to Starbucks
certain
and people
point-
would be chucking Thor's hammers at them
Oh,
from
yeah, exactly.
across the
at a
street.
Then he
certain-
gets stabbed in the line
Yeah.
at McDonald's.
At a certain point, that's just self-preservation. It's a greatest movie ever.
Yeah.
Says me.
Yeah.
People jumping out from
Keep me
behind.
having my job, please.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy at the rally in Berlin in
Yeah.
1935 with your hand down.
Yeah, you're gonna get hit with a piece of the wall.
That's right, yeah. Put your fucking hand up, Carl.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right.
I don't agree. I don't care. Put your hand up.
But
Fuck.
when I
They can
watched
see you.
when I watched it, I liked it. It was a bit of a roller coaster of a movie.
It's like not crying hard enough in North Korea. That's
Yeah.
not allowed.
Yeah, you bawl your fucking eyes out when the leader dies.
I got nothing to say. I got nothing to say in defense of any of that shit.
So Black Adam.
So Black Adam, right?
Black Adam. What'd you
All right.
think? Let's all give our honest
I loved
opinion.
it. I loved it. There were some
Loved
things. There were some things that I could say. Okay, like the little kid was a little annoying.
Still had a brown man in prison.
Yes, but
Man.
the amount
Fucking
of
social warrior.
the amount of brown people in the movie was amazing. I loved that.
Oh, yeah.
I loved that.
What was the name of the country? Kandar?
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 yes.
Something like that.
Kandar is Superman, but close.
It's Kandahar. That's
Kandahar?
I believe so.
Sounds closer, but
Yes.
I don't know what it was.
So
we didn't pay attention.
I thought that for a DC movie, it was probably one of the better DC movies altogether. And it sets the stage for them to build off of.
Yeah.
So this is his first go at it. I think The Rock is a hard enough worker and a smart enough man to know, like, hey, we built something good. People like it. Fuck the critics. We can build off of this.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the biggest takeaway, and I'm going to leave this to you because I know you hate when I say this man's name. Spoiler alert coming. Was at the very end of the movie,
After the credits.
after the credits, there was a part of that made me want to stand up and clap. Go ahead, Ian. Tell the people what they want to hear.
Henry
Cavill is back.
Cavill shows up as Superman.
Yes.
So he's going to stick around.
Yes.
That, to me, was the best part of the whole movie.
Yeah, I thought it was definitely worth watching all of that movie just to see the standoff between The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and Henry Cavill. Like, they just... and Amanda Waller, Just set it up. She's like, "Oh, bitch, I know people. I got them on speed
She
dial."
is the fucking constant in every movie.
Yeah.
Some would say the Nick Fury
Nick
of the
Fury.
DC universe.
Yeah.
That's
right?
true. That is true.
She's. But you know what?
I
like her.
I liked Black Adam. I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it. I didn't
Okay.
knock my socks off. You know,
Okay.
I was a little bummed out. The whole movie took place in Candu, wherever the fuck it was. You know what I mean?
It's
I was like,
Candome,
man,
all right?
This is like, I was like, this is a pretty shitty place. This is run down. I liked it. Some of the fight scenes were good. I thought
A couple thousand years of occupation might do that.
yeah, I thought they overpowered Hawkman a little bit. I thought they overpowered him.
Yeah, Hawkman was quite a beast.
He was
was.
trading shots with Black Adam
He
a
was.
little too
He
long.
was. It was
didn't
one thing
like
for him
that.
to be fighting, but once he took like 2 or 3 hits,
I
it's
agree.
like, come on.
I was like, there's only one man. In this
Hawkman
little-
is down at this point.
Listen,
I was like,
I-
there's one man in this group of fuck ups that can trade with Black Adam, and it's Dr. Fate, and
Yes.
he's not doing it. So I don't know why.
I loved Pierce Brosnan.
I enjoyed it.
He played cool,
I really
charismatic.
enjoyed
He
it.
did. He was a good Dr. Fate.
Yes.
DC does that thing where they just assume you know the characters.
Yes.
They're like, we got
Yes.
this group of guys, and like,
Yeah.
if
Which
you
is
don't know,
which is perfectly fine because it was Black Adam's movie. It wasn't their movie. We
Right.
didn't need their backstories.
Right.
Just fucking throw them at the screen and let it go.
that was one of my things. I was like, oh man, like most people aren't gonna know. We do. We
Yeah.
know who the fuck they are, but most people are gonna be like, oh, who are these guys in this?
yeah.
You know.
I agree, but
And some of the CGI fight scenes, I had some issues with. Some of the fight, I was like, you could have paid The Rock a little less.
There was-
put more money into that fight.
There was a couple of screenshots that people took where you're like,
It was
Debatable.
particularly in one of the Black Adam versus Hawkman fights. I was watching. I was like,
And now
this is
here's
some Blade 2 shit. I was like, wait a minute. I've
Here's-
seen this fight scene before.
Here's why I think they gave Hawkman more oomph, because he is an Egyptian god. So they needed to have.
yeah, but his main power is he comes back after he takes a beating and dies.
yes,
So-
He should have died quite a few times in that movie.
he is the Rocky, following up on Creed, of the movie, because he's just like, I've got so much heart, you can't beat me until I am dead.
Yeah, but
from your
usually he
punches."
dies.
It annoyed
He
me.
dies.
It annoyed me.
He
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 should have got
usually
his ass
dies rather easily like a mortal,
He shoulda got
especially once
fucked
he
up.
He almost
doesn't
had
have.
his wings ripped off.
Yeah, the Black Adam would have beat the living fuck out of him multiple times.
Yes, so he was holding back for the sake of the Kandaharians.
I don't think he would have fucking held back.
Yeah, he didn't seem like he was holding back too much.
Nah,
he was just chucking motherfuckers
I-
around.
yes.
Yeah,
I
I did like the movie. I did
did.
enjoy it. I will say it's worth going to see. It's one of the better DC movies they've ever put out.
Okay.
I'd put it up there with Shazam. I'd put it up there with the Snyder Cut. I would put it up there with what was the one? The new Suicide Squad.
The new
one with-
Suicide
the one with
yes.
Cena and
But
yeah.
still,
And speaking of, James Gunn is going to be heading the DC movies.
I think that's perfect
That's-
because he's
that's
the
the only
man to
thing-
do it.
only thing that can
He's
save
the
it.
man to do it. And I
Only thing
think
can save
the
it.
only thing better than, and I hate to say this,
You're gonna say it anyway.
for DC, the only thing better than The Rock's Black Adam is Peacemaker. Listen, John Cena, fucking born for the role.
Peacemaker is probably my favorite of what
It's
they've done.
yes, it's
It is
the
funny.
best of
It
the
is really, really
DC
funny.
stuff.
It's got the best theme song.
It does. The opening credits. Like at first, when you watch it, you're like, "What am I watching?" And
the
then like
dance?
2
Oh my
episodes later,
God.
you're like,
Oh yeah, you're going across your living room.
"Yeah,
with the
yeah,"
fucking
in your
dance.
underwear, your tidy whities. You're like, "Let's do it." Right?
Yeah,
No, I'm the only one.
yeah.
All right.
Heidi White.
Uh-huh.
There's a picture in America. There it is.
I'll send the video later.
Yeah, thanks.
I
We're
got
gonna
you.
we'll post it onto
I
our,
got you,
our
homie. I
Instagram.
got you, homie. Yeah.
But
No,
no,
we
I
won't.
thought it was good. I thought it was good. It showed that there could be hope, but it also showed there's still some things to iron out.
There's still
you know?
yeah, room for
some
growth.
some of the shitty CG from Wonder Woman is still there.
Yep.
It's still there.
But it was definitely a better storyline than the Wonder Woman 1987. The first
Yeah.
Wonder
Well,
Woman
we're not going
was-
to talk about that. The first Wonder Woman
was
had some
great.
things like it was
in comparison
gave
to
some
the
steam.
second one.
Yes.
It gave some steam to DC. Everybody's
Yeah.
like, wow, we can do this. And then Wonder Woman 84 or 7, whatever the fuck it was, pile of shit.
They just
Absolute
fed too
pile
much
of shit.
wokeness in the movie where they should have just left it alone.
It sucked.
Wonder Woman is a badass by herself.
We just want it
Tell
to
the
be
story.
entertaining.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's where I think Black Adam delivered.
It
It
did.
was fun. It was action from the jump to the very end.
Mm-hmm.
And it was easy to digest. So like anybody could just come in and watch.
It wasn't too much plot.
Yeah.
It wasn't too much plot.
Yeah.
As stuff was happening, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
But you weren't like, nah.
The only thing that the CGI didn't
I'm getting
bother
up and
me.
leaving.
The only thing that really bothered me a little bit was the soundtrack. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you
Come
still
on,
struggle.
guys.
You
Yeah.
still struggle.
I mean, I'll be honest. The soundtrack was completely forgettable to me. I don't
Yeah.
recall any of the music.
I remember at one point Smashing Pumpkins were playing, and I was like, oh, this is.
And then they played
Not relevant.
Painted Black. Painted Black.
Oh wait, yeah,
That
they
was
played
it.
because of Black Adam. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, not a
I
good
was like,
fucking song for this
no,
fight
it's not,
scene.
It's not what we need for the fight scene. So
The
they
songs
just need to get
didn't.
somebody.
It didn't match the feel of the movie.
It didn't, and
That
some of
is
the
it.
forced humor wasn't good.
Yes.
Like Adam Smasher tried to do a couple one-liners. Like, oh, that's flat.
Yeah. Some
Oh,
Yeah.
that's flat.
Yeah.
The best part with Adam Smasher
It wasn't
was
as bad as what's his name, the fucking pervert weirdo. They're keeping his Flash. What's his name? Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller.
In the
yeah.
first Justice League, in not the Snyder cut, the
Yeah,
original Justice
like
League.
Adam
Yeah.
Smasher's
Holy shit.
swings
Yeah.
for jokes. They
That hurt.
feel campy and bad, but they don't feel like awful and bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
It's like it's one thing for him, like, oh, he makes bad jokes, and
I'll-
it's like a thing.
Yes.
It's another like, oh no, you're just bad.
I'll
Yes.
never forgive Ezra. Like, Ezra Miller can commit all the crimes he wants. It's still not as bad
Yeah.
as his forced puns in the first Justice League. It hurt. It hurt me.
Yeah.
Like I was suffering.
But the best joke of the movie
didn't finish
was
it.
involved with Adam Smasher being a terrible, like an awkward guy. Like he's trying to hit on
Yeah.
the girl, and Hawkman looks across the room. He's like, "Don't, just don't." You know that to me, that was like
Yeah.
that was. I was like, all right, that was a funny play on the humor there. But I liked it. I liked it.
DC
Definitely
still
worth a
comes up
watch.
short in the humor part. They need to keep sticking with their dark
Yeah.
theme there.
Yes.
And they did try to breathe a little lightness into Black Adam, but I think they should have stayed darker with it. I don't know, just paid The Rock a couple million
I mean,
less.
he
you know?
was fighting a devil for the most part. I mean, how
He
much
was. He was.
darker do you want
He
it?
was.
Do you want him to fight two devils?
I mean, he kind of wiped the floor with that guy pretty quickly though. At the end, they really
did.
got like to the
He
end
did,
of the movie.
But
They're
why
like,
did he
"Eh,
struggle with Hawkman?
We're done.
again, he was.
You can beat the
holding
fuck out of a
back.
demon lord, but like
That
Hawkman.
is a solid point.
It is. They overpowered
He
him.
has a spinning mace, though. The other guy didn't have a spinning mace.
Listen, man, I'm all. It's the same problem I have with Batman versus Superman.
Yes.
I don't give a fuck what suit you put Bruce in. He's not going blow for blow with the Kryptonian. It's
agree.
not happening.
I agree.
Give him a kryptonite cock piece. He's still not going to go toe to toe with Kal-El. It's not happening.
And like, I still,
Power levels are different.
I can't get over the fact that
Krillin, Goku. Fuck.
like as soon as Batman pulls out kryptonite, like Superman should be in Mexico by now, right? And
Either
just
that or in the time,
Yeah,
the
'cause-
way the time period that it is for him to reach in
Yeah.
and pull out that kryptonite to Superman must feel like an eternity. He could atomize him. in
Let's
the
be
time
honest.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a very long range. It's like a 5 to 10 foot range for a weapon.
This is what
it's,
I'm saying.
It's not even like it's 2 football fields away and he feels no. It's like right here.
If I was Superman, I would just push the Earth a little bit out of axis and let Batman freeze to death. Like that's how easy it is. Oh fuck you, Bruce! Boom.
He could just
Yeah.
kick a rock hard enough
Just
to shoot through the suit.
He could clap.
Sneeze,
he could clap in
sneeze.
Bruce's direction
And his
cause
general
his head to
direction, yes.
explode.
Do you
No, Bruce. Boom. Fight's over.
Do you think that Superman could kill him with a fart?
If he squeezed hard enough,
I imagine he probably could.
he could.
Which takes me back to She-Hulk's vagina. Why are
We
they
are not-
still alive?
We are not measuring queef per square inch.
Listen,
We are not measuring that.
I don't care how agile you are. You're not fucking that
She
vagina and
has
surviving.
full control of her powers.
She does.
Shit.
Her Kegels would be very powerful.
No, so what you should realize is that they were all rather unsuccessful in the bedroom.
They were. They were.
This is true. This is true.
That doctor must have did a good job though. But why'd they all leave? I don't get why they all left.
I know. Fucking bastards.
Those size 22 green feet.
You think they're racist against green?
Maybe.
Yeah. Fucking green racist people.
I can say that's definitely not on my list. I've never been with a green chick.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, because, I mean,
Got to go to a Star Trek convention.
Really?
it
All right.
would be some kind of weird skin disease, right? I mean,
Could be.
Green.
I mean, I'm not saying no. I'm the one that was talking about that fucking thing with the gender fluid creature
Well,
from Sandman, remember?
Desire?
Yeah.
Desire, yeah.
I remember years ago there was a news article about people eating so much carrots that their skin was like legitimately
Turning a little more orange.
Orange.
So you're thinking there's like maybe
bad.
like a spinach or kale thing out there where you could green yourself?
Bro, let's do this. All right, this is what we're gonna do for you podcast lovers.
No, we're
Ian
not.
is gonna
No,
eat
I'm not.
nothing but green food.
I would die.
for the next 90 days.
If you can't dye a steak green, then no.
please
Ian.
mail us
Ian is not.
boxes of broccoli, string beans. What
Fuck
else?
you.
What else is green
Brussels
that Ian
sprouts.
can eat?
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts.
No, we're not doing this. We're not collard greens. No, we're just not doing it.
Yeah,
it's not
all right,
happening.
all right. So Ian's gonna start from 60, 30.
Ian's not
to
doing that.
15.
No.
5 days.
I'm sure someone has done. Someone
Two
somewhere has
meals?
probably done an experiment where we could save this time. We could save this time.
All right, we'll have to look it up.
You
We'll
know,
have
even
to
my
look it up.
salads don't have all green
Now,
stuff in
now
them.
with James Gunn going to leave to head DC, the holiday special for Guardians of the Galaxy might be one of the last things he does for Marvel.
But
Is he signing like a contract where he's exclusive to DC?
If
He's
He's
gonna be their Kevin Feige. It's gonna be hard to direct movies when you're directing the whole universe.
if he's smart, he'll direct all his attention there because he
should.
then has the ability to be the leader of
instead of a movie, he has a
own
whole
thing.
universe to play with.
that kind of
Well,
money. Is
That's
going to be
good
outrageous
too.
for him.
That's good because then you'll have one person kind of overseeing. Like with Marvel, it's gotten so big and it's so successful that you can have some leeway. You can
Yeah.
give some directors some creativity, and they can make a horror movie Doctor Strange like Sam Raimi did.
Yeah.
And it won't damage the whole thing so much because of how big it's gotten.
Yeah.
Like DC doesn't have that.
They don't.
They make a couple more Wonder Woman 84s, and that's it. That's
Yeah.
fucking it. Like this Flash movie could do it.
Yeah,
I
you're
was
right.
nervous when I saw the original reviews for
I
Black
mean,
Adam.
this Flash
My heart
movie
dropped.
must
I was
be
like, nah.
the greatest fucking movie ever. That they are holding
No, it's not.
on to that
No, it
thing
can't be.
tooth and
There's some
nail.
kind of
Like
legal
we
thing.
are not letting. It can't $2 billion worth of DC stuff. They're scrapping this year to write off $2 billion.
Yeah, that's wild.
But one of them is not the Flash.
Wow.
because they probably have so much writing on it, and they probably looked again at as terrible as what he did was. They're like, it's still publicity. Can we put ass in seats to see this shit?
It's gotta be fucking
in
amazing.
the entire world is looking forward to the Flash movie?
only because it's gonna be a train wreck.
Well,
I
I'm
just
looking
want to
forward
see.
it.
To me, the Flash isn't even a
smashed
hero
all.
anymore.
I want
because
to.
he's
I
not-
want to see if when he fixes everything and comes back, if there's a different actor in the suit. All of a
That
sudden,
would be
like
amazing.
they just fucking wrote that man out of his own movie.
like he runs so fast. It's Chris Evans.
I think right now you have to end it and make him the reverse Flash.
oh,
Yeah, make him the bad guy.
Make him the bad guy
I'm behind that.
and fucking sell it. And then make his accomplice Jack Sparrow's old lady.
Oh, Amber Heard. Which, by the way, is that one of the things they're scrapping? Are they scrapping Aquaman too, or is that
I
still
don't
go?
think Aquaman is getting
No.
scrapped, but you had the Batwoman. They got scrapped, but there's a bunch of stuff that they're just writing off. And
DC
from
I'd
what-
be surprised if they got rid of
yeah,
Aquaman
and
too.
I believe it was
Struggle busting.
$2 billion worth of things they were writing off, and I believe that was all DC related items. That wasn't like Warner that division in general of all their movies. No. Those were just the fucking old DC shit that they hit the chopping block to write off.
Interesting.
So I mean that's a huge chunk of stuff that's just going to be gone.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they're willing to cut off $2 billion worth of stuff.
Constantine was supposed to be getting a thing.
Isn't he
I
still
hope
getting?
they keep that. That's
Keanu Reeves is getting his, but there was another Constantine project that got scrapped as well. So there's a bunch of stuff that's
I mean,
just going
in the
away.
wake of Keanu Reeves signing on to do Constantine 2, whatever other Constantine shit you had in the works, it's got to go because nobody gives a fuck. You got Keanu Reeves, he's gonna put asses in.
or they can
seats,
connect
bottom
that
line.
to the main universe.
They don't have to. They don't have to.
And he
But
doesn't
that's
have
what
a
they're
British
trying
accent.
to do. That's the whole point of hiring James Gunn, is they're putting everything into one universe except for whatever this bullshit Joker 2 movie is supposed to be.
I
That is
can't wait.
out of universe. Everything
We're gonna
else
see that
and
together.
listen, I promise you, I'd go
going
see it.
forward is supposed to be connected.
I didn't promise I was gonna act right in the movie theater though.
Oh, wow.
Every time they sing, I'm gonna stand up and go, boo.
Don't you dare.
I'm gonna start tap dancing in the aisles.
I hope there's a really passionate music teacher that sits in front of us that punches you in the nuts every time you stand
If I brought tap dancing shoes and I sat off to the side and I started tap dancing when they sang, would you still be my friend?
If you dress up as the Joker and tap dance, no one's going to say anything to you. Not in a fucking. There's bad history with DC movies and people that dress up. There's fucking bad history.
You think they're gonna call the cops?
I don't think they're allowing anybody in there dressed up.
You remember Derek Lewis? He was in some movie and like there's a guy next to him with orange hair. He's like made friends with this motherfucker just in case.
Listen,
No, you don't play around.
They got scared of people showing up to the Minions movie in suits.
Yeah, it was like a thing.
And they put a stop to that.
It was like a cult thing.
That's bullshit. I mean,
I like the one where the guy tried to go to the Minions movie and he was standing on his buddy's shoulders.
Yes.
And he's like, I want one ticket, please. Like,
Yeah, he wasn't even sitting. He was standing.
He's like,
so
he's
they were
like,
like
he's
12
like,
feet
yeah,
tall.
he's like, I will not be paying for 2 tickets. They're like, sir, you're not getting into the movie. He's like, this is ridiculous.
that's fucking great.
Legitimately like a 12-foot tall man. Like,
I have not seen this. I have
it's
to watch
fucking
this
great.
shit.
He's standing on his friend's shoulders. He's like, I'll take 2 movie
He
tickets.
tried to fucking Little Rascals that bitch. He's
Yeah,
like,
he was fucking gigantic. Like it's like there's no one that's ever existed as this big. You're the size of a goddamn dinosaur. Like no.
How fucked up would that be if they gave him the tickets and you go to sit down with your kids and these motherfuckers
12 feet tall.
funny, but hey, what the fuck?
Like, we'll give you 1 ticket, but you have to stay like that for the whole movie.
That's right, yeah.
I'm in. I'm so down.
But they sit right in the front. Right in the fucking front. Just block 12 people behind you.
Oh shit!
I'm like, wow, you're an asshole, sir. Sir, you are a fucking asshole.
I love it. I love it. I love when people do stupid shit. I'm 100% behind it.
I have zero tolerance for talking in movies, though. I have zero
Yeah,
tolerance for it. I get like psychologically, psychopathic angry.
I think just during the opening credits, like the trailers before,
Yeah.
it's funny to crack a joke here there, but when the main feature starts,
Well, I tell you what, Black
Yeah.
Adam was pretty
The lip.
silent because there was like 10 people only in the theater.
I was so surprised. We went like the very
Which
first
one did you go
viewing.
to? Regal?
Yeah, and we went to like the very first.
I went to
viewing.
Wellington.
like the
Was it
6
packed?
like the 6 o'clock showing.
For a Wellington
it
movie,
was
yeah.
empty.
Yeah.
It was empty. There was only 3 groups in there. It was us, one group in front of us, and then another group behind us, and that was it.
Well, at least we know people saw it because it was the biggest opening in his career.
Oh yeah,
so.
absolutely.
Which is good. You know,
Yeah.
I want, even though I'm a Marvel fan, I want DC to succeed.
Some
It's good
competition.
to have. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good to have that healthy competition to keep them from getting complacent.
Yes.
Plus,
That's
you
the
got to
best way
have
put it.
more superheroes than Batman succeed. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like Batman can't be the only guy. I mean, he's got the deepest
Yeah.
like world. Everyone
Yeah.
loves the dark, gloomy thing of Gotham, and maybe that's what DC should build off of.
Yeah.
Take notes from what succeeds.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
but
the
maybe,
other
maybe not put a fucking child sex criminal as one of your bright
Yeah,
superheroes. Don't do
fucking
that either. You know?
bullshit.
Yeah.
You gotta pick that. I mean,
Yeah.
even you made you went cool with Aquaman. Instead of making him blonde with an orange top, you made a giant Samoan monster guy out of him.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm ready
fine.
for a reboot of the Green Lanterns. Like I think that they
Yeah.
can do it right but again, like I know we said it before. It was like I would make it like a
Idris Elba.
legitimate like World War movie.
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Like just go,
Green
Idris
Lantern.
Elba, Green Lantern, but make it rated R and make it feel like you're watching fucking them storm Normandy. Like these are soldiers.
They could have the
out
movie.
there, fucking make it like an epic drama.
They could do that. They could have the movie and have him die at the end, and his ring lands on Earth, where it's like, now you know what a Green Lantern can do. Here's our representative that's gonna step up for the next one.
That's what I'm saying. Because he is a soldier. He's a Marine. So they could take it from like a real serious stand. No jokes. Make it like a fucking Band of
I mean,
Brothers.
the last
kind of
Batman
job.
movie was
That would be
essentially
fucking
2
dope.
movies. They could do
Yeah.
that with the Green Lantern.
Yeah. And like Batman, that was a bit too much into the dark. And like maybe leave out the political dealings in Gotham. I don't need to hear about that. At
Make
1 in
it
the morning.
8
God.
hours and only start at 11 p.m.
An 8-hour conversation between Batman and Commissioner Gordon. Yeah, that'd be fucking great.
And you can only watch it at 11 p.m. at night. That's the only time that they
Pete
play it.
Holmes has to play Batman.
Yes.
Then.
Every couple sentences, Commissioner Gordon takes a sip out of his coffee.
I don't know how long he did that Batman character, but he's got like an hour of Batman skits, and they are all fucking hilarious.
I'll watch
They're
it.
they're amazing. It was from the Pete Holmes show that he had a while
Oh
back.
yeah, he's fucking funny.
When
as
he
fuck.
did all the X-Men characters and everything else, but the
God.
one he did with just Batman alone, it's ridiculous.
All right, to end the show, right? Hugh Jackman has got to leave Wolverine, right?
At one point,
Yes, at one
some
point
point.
after this Deadpool movie, right?
we'll see how it goes.
Who would you like to see replace Wolverine as the new Wolverine. Now, and think about it, like, because you could want to go traditional short guy, angry man, like the cartoon and the comic books, or you can even go bigger, you know, because I say the guy that's playing Venom, what's Jack Hardy?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. I think he can. I've seen some pictures.
I was also going to say John Bernthal, but he's playing the Punisher.
He's playing the Punisher. Yeah,
he'd be a good Wolverine.
I would like to see a Tom Hardy Wolverine. I think he could deliver the
He's
intensity.
done with Venom now, right? I mean, I don't know.
You remember that?
I think I think it might be too close to when Venom was done, though.
He was Sony. He was Marvel, but Sony.
I know, but
Right?
like to bring him in.
I mean, yeah, I could see that.
You'd have to like bring in. I think you might have to bring in and establish a new Eddie Brock before you could bring him in and establish him as somebody else.
So then maybe like a nobody actor is what you're saying?
I think.
I don't know. I'd have to see some pictures.
I think that's where they would want to go, because they try to bring in.
At this point,
they try to bring in some people that are known, but then the rest they try to bring the majority as almost like, well, this is going to make your thing, because then they could sign you for multiple movies for cheaper.
But
William Dafoe.
Okay, what was the movie with the British guys with the umbrellas?
Gentleman.
The Gentleman. The young kid that was playing in that
Taron.
movie, they were talking about
yes.
him being Wolverine.
Yes.
He has a look as well.
He does, but can he play that character? Can he grow the facial hair? Can
He had some serious moments.
He's got to be
that
he can't be refined. He's got to be a gruff,
fucking
grizzled looking person.
Yeah, it was a shitty series of movies, and I watched both of them. The second movie, far worse than the first movie. So fucking bad, a train wreck. But I liked him. But you know who else could be a really good Wolverine? Fuck, you can't.
What?
Because he already played in the Avengers. He was Quicksilver.
Yeah, but they're rewriting a lot of that stuff.
I like
so
him
a lot.
as an actor.
I think a lot of what they did originally
that played
is gonna
Dahmer?
be.
No. This kid was in Bullet Train.
But the dude that played Quicksilver in the show.
You mean Boner?
Yeah, the dude that
He played Boner in WandaVision.
WandaVision, yeah. Yes.
Ralph Boner?
Yeah, he could be.
Did he have a sack?
Fucking goddamn it.
They didn't talk about his sack, but they did.
If he played Jeffrey
Say Boner.
Dahmer, he could play Wolverine.
Oh, so you know what? Maybe it's a different actor. Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah, you're talking about the guy that played.
I think he could play a dope Wolverine.
He could play Wolverine.
Yeah.
That picture right there.
Yeah. I mean, look.
Yeah,
the long hair and the
he
beard.
can play Wolverine. He doesn't look short though.
No, he's
That's
not.
a big
And
ass
it's been long enough, because they had two different people play Quicksilver. I think it's been long enough that he can be used. Because he was in the
Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass. There we go. That's where he was at.
Which, okay, I'd love to see a third Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass was a great fucking movie. But yeah, he played in Kick-Ass, and he was the Quicksilver in the Avengers Age of Ultron. That's where he played Quicksilver?
Yes.
He died in that, right?
He died in that.
Yeah, he played a shield.
Jesus.
How you gonna kill the fastest man? Like, kill the slowest man. That's what the slowest man is for. All right, so you guys got no other Wolverine picks there?
You know, one they always put out there is Daniel Radcliffe, because he does grow the beard properly, but
he's jacked. He's jacked now.
He is the height. But
I reserve my decision until I see the Weird Al movie.
Yes.
See how shredded he is.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, can you imagine that fucking transition?
I think
Weird Al to Wolverine.
No, but you go from Harry Potter, like one of the most iconic child roles into teenage roles ever. Like, you think that's going to be your Elijah Wood moment. Like, you're fucking stuck as that role forever. But then you just metamorphose to Weird Al.
And
then directly into Wolverine.
he doubled down on the weirdest shit he could. He did a play where he was nude, just to be like, I'm not Harry Potter anymore.
But you know what? It's smart.
He was on stage nude with a horse.
It's smart. It's
I am
smart
searching
though, right?
now.
Please don't pull up nude
I'm
man with horse.
I'm doing it.
And on that note,
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
well, thank you for joining us
No,
on
I'm
the Silver
searching.
Kingdom podcast, where Ian is searching for a nude man with a horse, and Eddie loves Santa's sack.
Oh, my God. Everyone at home.
No, do
Daniel
not.
Radcliffe nude. Search for it. Look at that. Look.
No, I'm
Look
good.
at it. I found it.
Yeah.
I'm good, bro.
I found it. I want to upload it to our social media.
Sofa Kingdom Podcast.
And he's trying to deliver the goods while we're
And please make sure to Google or just search for Daniel Radcliffe nude. There's a horse. There's Harry Potter. There's full frontal nudity.
the whole one
That's
is
what
there.
you came here for.
Yeah.
That man said, I am not a child anymore.
Wingardium Leviosa.
It's no hocus
Oh.
pocus.
Would you like to
No,
see my
it's not.
Patronus?
Oh yes. Expecto Patronum. Oh God.
He's on the naughty
Thank
list.
you for that.
That's how you.
Fuck yeah, that's how you end the podcast. I was like, what?